Oh my goodness. So, for the third time in like a month's time, I've been banned from SRK.com. This has happened. Um, First time I got banned, okay, I at least had a little bit of clarity as to what was going on. All right, so there was a conversation in the Street Fighter Cross Tekken forums. Um, I didn't make an offensive comment. I just made like sort of an obviously joking comment. They were talking about Cross Tekken, which actually is a game that I'm giving another chance. I've made threads in the Cross Tekken forum saying that I want to give Cross Tekken another chance. Asking the community, tell me some of the ins and outs of the game since it's been patched, because it looks a lot better since it's been patched a bit. So I I made a comment. They were like, Street Fighter Cross Tekken players don't come out to tournaments. So I'm like, Street Fighter Cross Tekken players can't afford to because they spend all their money on DLC gems. So, it's obviously some, I mean, it's some other type shit, but it's just a little funny comment I made. So I got banned for that though, by none other than Dev. And if any of you guys that have been on SRK, you know who the fuck Dev is. Dev will just infract the shit out of anybody. He will not send you a message. He won't even talk to you in the threads. Like, even if you mention how he likes to infract people, he'll just infract you and then go on about his life. I don't know. He gets off on it or something. Anyway, that was the first time I got banned. So I at least kind of sort of knew what was going on. Second time, I had no fucking clue. I had no idea. I just said you've been banned for a year. It just randomly happened like a year, or not a year, like a week after I'd been reinstated from the ban I got from Dev. So I made a second account. I had pending trades in the trading thread. That's mainly what I use SRK for mostly, for the trading thread mainly, because I buy and sell, sticks and different games, try and catch a deal on them, or give, some of the guys a deal. So that's mainly what I use it for. All of a sudden, I'm in the trading thread, getting back to business. I sort of opened up a thread explaining that my other account got banned. I don't know why, but, here's the stuff. I still have all the stuff for sale. Anybody that's dealing with me, I was getting in contact with them, getting tracking numbers, sending out tracking numbers, making payments and stuff. So handling my business like an adult would. So all of a sudden, Tim Static, some of you guys might know who he is. He's sort of a vocal guy in the MK community. He hits me up, tells me he's deleted my thread, and that he needs someone, one of the proper authorities or whoever, to validate my situation, or that I need to, make the 50 posts and wait the 6 months to continue my business. So I'm like, I tell him, I'm like, okay, well, put me in contact with, the people who can validate the situation, because I would like to know what I got banned for in the first place. And that was like 10 or 11 at night. I get off. I get off SRK, go to bed because I got work in the morning. Go to work, come back home, and I'm banned. And I at least got a little bit sort of inkling of why they wanted to ban me in the first place. It said duplicate account linked to suspected piracy. What? I'm thinking, what? I don't even know what they're talking about piracy. What? You know what I mean? So, and here's the fucked up thing with how moderation goes down on that website. You will not receive a message. You just won't. I tell you, the first time I ever got moderated was by Keats. Okay, I had accidentally made a duplicate thread, and Keats he at least messaged me. He said, okay, you got infracted because you made. I asked him, I was like, what I get infracted for? Because it said, at least at that time, when the way the website was, it would show you who infracted you and stuff. So I was like, hey, why'd I get infracted, man? He's like, oh, you made a duplicate thread, you know, so I deleted it and you got infracted. Which, I mean, it would have been a better situation had he messaged me prior to and said, you know, I mean, you know, I'm just going to take it down, as opposed to putting my infraction count up. But, you know, hey, at least he said something to me. Now I don't know why, I don't know what, I'm just lost. I'm stuck in the dark, and in my eyes, the way I see it, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that would agree with me, it seems like every opportunity they get to thin out the community, they do. All the moderators, they just infract, ban at the first chance. Well, I wouldn't say all of them. I mean, I hear that there's some that are, you know, decent, but if they're decent, you'll never hear from them. Like, you'll see them around. They'll have like a little moderator tab, but they won't be infracting people. I mean, I'm sure they send people messages but, you know, rather than infract them, which to me it seems like, you know, in what is supposed to be a community-based setting, that you would want to, you know, talk things out with people before you try to reprimand them. You know, that's your community. Those are supposed to be your kin. And everyone's talking about how SRK and you know, the whole, all that evil shit, how it's all supposed to be like family and all that. Like what? Okay, I never had nobody I would consider family, you know, throw me in jail, which is, you know, pretty much the equivalent of infracting. You want to put some, you know, marks on a record. All horse shit. And I have nothing against Mr. Wiz or the Cannons or whatever. I don't know them. I haven't been to Evo yet. I am planning on doing a whole lot of traveling, you know, here coming up. So that's where I'm at with that. But to be honest with you, until they get things straightened out on a website, I'm not attending anything that you guys are a part of. And it's not offensive to you, but in my eyes, like, and anybody else that has been through the same situation as me regarding the way things are handled on that website, is your guys' website. You know, you got to make sure it's run properly. And in my eyes, that is not the correct way to go about things. It's just every chance they get, they just they infract, ban. You know, you just and at the end of the day, it just makes a lot of the newer people, like, it took me years before I started posting on there, because every time I got on there, I would just see people getting infracted, banned, da 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 da. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would I want to talk here if all you guys are going to do is throw me out anyway? So, I mean, eventually I started posting and stuff, and now look at where I'm at. You know, how are you going to bring people in? There's all the video content, all of the articles, they're all talking about bringing new players in. How are you going to bring new players in if all you ever want to do is throw, you know, any of your people who are vocal in your community? Why you're trying, every chance you get, you're throwing them out? Like, it makes no sense to me. And people wonder why Event Hubs is starting to get, you know, high you know, more traffic. You know, Event Hubs is getting all kinds of traffic now, way more than it used to. And because, you know, there was the big boom in '09, and SRK blew up. But then, you know, after a while, all those people started to roll over to Event Hubs. I wonder why, because they couldn't even talk on SRK. So, I mean, and I'm not in it's a whole bunch of things. Like, there's moderator endorsed bullying of people who don't have, you know, opinion with the consensus. I've seen moderators jump in on, like, when new players ask a question like, hey, you know, I like to, you know, play like this, and it'll be in the newbie dojo too. It'll be like, newbie dojo is an area where new players are supposed to talk about, you know, some of their development as a player. You know, they'll be like, hey, yo, can you help me out, you know, pick a character, you know, just asking and help, you know, from people in the community. Maybe someone will come and help them out. But no, I see moderators jump in like, oh, you know what I mean? We're not here to hold your fucking hand, da 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 da. And in my eyes, the way I see it is, these people are probably scared of the competition. They don't want it to blow up. They don't want a lot of people in there, because there's a lot of people. The more people you have, the more people, you know, that's all people leveling up. And then what's gonna happen to you? You ain't gonna, you know, you're not gonna be able to just fucking face roll your way through, you know, into the money or whatever. You know, I doubt a lot of these mods are winning tournaments. I don't know. I'm sure half of them are fucking garbage. I mean, see, as you know, fuck it, I'm gonna call you guys out on that. I bet you a lot of mods, at least the ones that are on that shit, trying to throw people out of the community, I bet you they're garbage. But that's how I feel about the situation. I encourage anybody that feels how I feel to please just, you know, make some kind of stand. You know, this shit can't stand. You know what I mean? Like, what do we have to do to have just like a non-hostile environment? You know, like it's retarded. And sure, there's, you know, legacy, and people talk about how hot things got at the arcade. Man, please, man, I remember when I was a kid going to the arcades, man. Wasn't nobody fucking with all this evil eye they talk about. You know, motherfuckers like, oh, you know, you had to get your respect. Da 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 da. The fuck out of here, man. Talking all that, talking yourself up like you're tough, man. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. Y'all players just like the rest of us, and you'll get bopped too. Fuck, man. Anyway, that's how I feel about the situation. I'm gonna start putting out more videos and stuff, so please, you know, like, comment, subscribe. You know, if you got questions, if you got anything you got to say about this right here, please leave it, you know, down below in the comments. But yeah, this is me signing off pretty much. You know, I gotta get going, man. But thank y'all for listening to me. I'm signing off.